Yo, what's up guys, how's it going? Coming back at you with the finals of Roanoke Regionals. We got Jimmy playing the GardySwampert, so Galio, Ninetales, versus Tran playing Blacephalon, Naganadel. So this matchup, much like the top 8 matchup, once again, it's still favored for Jimmy, being the Ninetales, or the Gardy deck. The Gardy deck I think is just favored overall versus the Blacephalon deck. I see Jimmy turn 1 Elm, opens the Lele, which is not great. There's the Blacephalon start for Tran, which is the ideal starter, especially going second. You just get to get off the Burst GX immediately and start, yeah, just get off the Burst GX and start going from there, hoping to hit a Fire Energy. So we see Jimmy gets the Mudkip, Vulpix, and Rolts. So, I mean, not a terrible start here from Jimmy. Opening the Lele is just kind of not great. It's not terrible. You can like early punch the Blacephalon. If they open Blacephalon with a DC for like 60 on his follow-up turn, we should see, yeah, Fairy Energy active, giving him the option to retreat on the next turn to the Ninetales most likely, and then pass over to Tran. Like I said, Blacephalon start, he does have, I believe, a Cynthia, Ultra Space, and an Ultra Ball, and a Treasure. So he can do a lot on this first turn. And a Sightseer. So I expect double Poipole out from Tran here. Treasure away the Sightseer, Poipole, Ultra Ball away 2 Fires for another Poipole, and then Cynthia. I think that's what we'll probably see him go for. We'll see though. We'll see if he has any other plans. Maybe go for the Lily, but it doesn't seem really necessary at all. He's eyeing up the Ditto there. Yeah, there's the Ultra Ball. Get rid of 2 Fires. I think he'll probably go for the Ditto. Yeah, it goes for the Ditto. He plays a Muck. Which isn't really, as he throws out the Cynthia, which isn't really a big deal in this matchup. It doesn't really stop anything Jimmy would want to try and do. So he probably just gets it there because he can't search for the Ditto with Mysterious Treasure or Ultra Space. So you want to try and get that out while you can with the Ultra Ball. That'll free up his Ultra Space and stuff to find other things. Here we go. Here's the draw. He didn't Ultra Space yet, but he's probably in Ultra Space right now. Yeah, saves the Ultra Space because he probably wants to find an Naganadel here. Oh, he's eyeing up the 3rd Poipole. If he planned to go for a Poipole, so if he plans to go for a Poipole, then he should have Ultra Spaced before. I feel like he should have Ultra Spaced before the, unless he wanted to find a Poipole and a Blacephalon, because he has a Blacephalon in hand. So maybe he's gonna bench this one, and he wanted to find both. Yeah, I guess that makes most sense. And then Fire active, GX attack. There goes an Naganadel, unfortunately. Definitely don't want to see that go down. And the rest of his hand doesn't look great, but we'll see. Back over to Jimmy. I think he top decked Ninetales actually, so we should see that come out here. Ninetales should be Rare Candy Timer Ball, I think. I see Ultra Ball in his hand, so I'd expect Rare Candy Timer Ball. Maybe double Rare Candy if his hand is that good. 1 Rare Candy. Could even see something like the Energy Lotto if it's not prized. Well, he's got a Max Potion in front. I don't think that's what he's going to go for, though. Checking his hand once again. Yeah, he's gonna go with the Energy Lotto. I expect Ultra Ball for the Swampert here, and then Lotto to look for an Energy. Oh, he's gonna go for the Guardy, so he's just gonna go for the fast pressuring. He's gonna be trying to knock out the Blacephalon here, I think. Gets the 2nd Mudkip off the Brooklet Hill. I don't know how big of a fan of this I am from Jimmy. I mean, I don't have the most experience in this matchup, so maybe this is just the correct way to go about it. Like, I mean, I do think if you can ever go like turn 2, knock out a Blacephalon, definitely good. And I think that is what he's looking for here. He's going to try and sublimation this Blacephalon with the Ninetales GX. There's the Lotto, grabs DCE. Yeah, so I expect that. Yep, attach Ninetales. So he's looking for just like the sublimation here. But if you don't set up Swampert, you can put yourself in a really awkward spot. I'm fine with him going for this play because I think he has good odds of hitting it, but then you just, if you don't have Swampert, then you're just gonna, you definitely, potentially, you're just gonna dead draw from there. The Guard deck is very reliant on the Swampert. Okay, well, there's the Candy Swampert. But yeah, I'm still not sure I like that play that much from Jimmy. He's not even that threatened on Tran's next turn. He definitely has time to, like, get the Swampert this turn instead. So this feels like an unnecessarily risky play from Jimmy, where I feel like he could have just, like, let the Lele sit active for a turn. But there's the GX attack and the knockout. Yeah, I feel like he could have let the Lele sit active for a turn, go for the Candy Swampert instead of the Candy Guardy initially from the Ninetales, and then just set up from there. So it works out for him in the end. He has the Swampert and the Guardy. But I still feel like this was a unnecessarily risky play. I feel like he could have played it the other way and been in just as good of a position. Yeah, Tran's hand is not great. He has Guzma. Gonna bring up the Swampert. Send up the Poiple. I don't think he can knock it out here. No, he's got Energy Switch, Beast Ring, Fire. So just a really poor hand here from Tran. He is gonna use the Beast Ring, set up the Blacephalon. Then he might use the Poiple's attack, or he might just attach it to one of the benched Ditto / Poiple. I'm curious to see what he goes with here, actually. I definitely don't think he can knock it out. Yeah, so he's gonna go with the Retreat, actually. And Bursting Burn. Alright, I'm fine with this play. I like this. Just burn it, confuse it. And yeah, burn it, confuse it, try and trap it active for a turn. Not really what you want to be doing on your turn as Tran, but it's better than nothing, and it potentially locks Jimmy out of the game for a turn. We'll have to see. Looks like he's at least 2 fairies, so he could retreat it and just hit it with the Ninetales, which is more than what Jimmy needs for the turn. I think Guzma on a Poiple is a little bit better, but he's not going to for sure have that. Looks like he's eyeing up an Ultra Ball. Yep, there goes a Ninetales, or is that a Gardy? A Gardy and a Fairy. Definitely want to get out the second Swampert if you can. And yeah, he does go grab the Marsh Stomp. So setup from Jimmy is looking ridiculously good, especially if he's going to be able to get out the second Swampert and keep this active Swampert alive. I definitely see him winning this game. Yeah, there's the Guzma. Going to take out a Poiple. Probably go ahead and... what are you going to punch here? You can punch the Blacephalon, I guess. Yeah, I like punching the Blacephalon because that way you don't need a choice band on the Swampert. He's even going to prep the energy on the Swampert with the energy. I don't like punching Ditto here. I would prefer to see Jimmy punch the Blacephalon. That way the Swampert can knock out the Blacephalon without a choice band, just needs a DCE. Yeah, so I don't like him hitting Ditto here. I would much rather have seen Jimmy hit the Blacephalon. Going down to 3 prizes. Yeah, I still would have liked to rather have seen him hit the Blacephalon, just so that Swampert can KO the Blacephalon without needing a choice band. I can't really completely tell what Jimmy's hand is, so maybe he has, and maybe there's another plan that works with his current hand. But from what I can tell, I would rather have seen the 30 damage on the Blacephalon. We'll see though. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see what Tran gets off the Cynthia. He needs a lot here to stay in this game though. He's gonna need like 2 or 3 Beast Rings, another Blacephalon, and it looks like he's got none of that at all. I don't even know if that's an Aganadel. I think that's another Poiple, so that's not going to do very much for him. Discard, draw 3. Oh, Beast Energy Fire. I don't think that changes anything, though. And I would not be surprised to see Tran scooping this one in just a second. He can get the knockout if that is an Aganadel in hand, and I guess that's a start, and then you hope the Blacephalon just can't be knocked out on Jimmy's following turn. Yeah, there's Beast. Thinking about treasuring away the Poiple. It's probably the way to go. I'm not sure why he's attaching the Beast Energy though, actually. Because you definitely want to try and conserve that later to try and KO a Gardy. He gets rid of a Fire Energy and he's gonna grab Naganadel. Yep. And he'll be able to get whatever, charging up on the Ditto. See, there's such a high chance for Tran to be able to protect his Ditto. That's why I didn't really like the 30 damage snipe to the Ditto. He's got so many outs to find Naganadels that I would have much rather seen Jimmy just punch the Blacephalon and make sure that thing is going to get knocked out next turn. So charging up, and then discards 4 for the knockout. He gets rid of the Beast Energy here, and I'm not quite sure why he does that, because I think... I mean, I feel like he would definitely benefit more from saving it, and then he only needs 3 energy to potentially KO a Gardy later on with the Beast Energy. There's second Swampert, there's Super Boost. So it looks like it doesn't matter that the Blacephalon is going to be going down. So I guess Jimmy must have had the Super Boost in hand last turn, and that's why he didn't snipe 30 on the Blacephalon. But then if he had this, I don't know. I still would have much rather seen him snipe the 30 on the Blacephalon. And we see Tran just scoop here. Yeah, Beast Ring's going to be shut off. He's got no energy in play. There's really no way he's coming back from that board state. So I don't blame him for scooping there at all. Yeah, game 1 was clean from both players from what I could tell, except I didn't like that where Jimmy put the 30 damage on the Ditto there. I would have much rather seen it on the Blacephalon, but that's about it from me. Besides that, looked pretty clean. Oh, in the part in the Jimmy where Jimmy chose to not set up the Swamp, he set up the Guardy over the Swampert to be aggressive about KOing with Ninetales. I feel like, well, one, he could whiff it, and if he whiffs it, he just loses. He doesn't just lose. He doesn't just lose because Tran was dead drawing. But if Tran wasn't dead drawing and he whiffed the Ninetales knockout, I feel like Jimmy probably just loses. He got lucky to get the Candy Swampert off the Cynthia for 6, I feel like. I think if he had just set up the Swampert, even if Tran knocks out the Lele on Tran's next turn, you're still in a fine spot as Jimmy. Then you respond with the Ninetales. Then Tran has to commit all of his energy to KO Ninetales, and then you get the knockout next turn with a Swampert or a Guardy, and then Tran has no energy in play and can't use Beast Ring. So I feel like Jimmy definitely should have just played for the Swampert initially. Maybe he still gets the Guardy play, but play for the Swampert initially and then go into the Guardy. I feel like going so hard into the Ninetales immediately is just unnecessary. So I feel like that was a slight overextension from Jimmy. So we see Tran start off with a Sophocles over the Cynthia. So he's only going to draw 4 new cards here, and the other cards in his hand are just dead. So I actually don't like the Sophocles. It does get the 2 fire energy into the discard pile, but off of these 4 cards, he's hoping to draw like Poipole, Blacephalon, and Poipole or something. Like, you're asking for so much off these 4 cards that I really do not actually like. I really don't like this play from Tran. And then when you whiff, which, oh, well, he's got the Heat Factory as well, I guess. When you potentially whiff, you're just so far. Oh my gosh. Well, he got the Poipole. He can't play the Ultra Space, so he can't get another thing there. When you whiff, you're just like, it feels like your setup is so weak. It ended up being okay here, but if he didn't draw this Poipole, it would have been pretty bad, I feel like. So I'm actually not a huge fan of that play there from Tran. I think he should have just Cynthia'd, because you want more than that. Potentially that. Really slow start here from Jimmy. It is retreat. Brooklet Hill for Lele. Brooklet Hill for Vulpix. Retreat Beacon. So this could be another really fast one. Tran here can just set up a Naganadel next turn. Start attacking with Naganadel. I expect, like, what do I even want to see? What are we even going to plan to see here from Jimmy? Probably Lele Mudkip. Lele Rolts maybe, because you can Brooklet for Mudkip, but that could be lost. And you want to just set up Swampert anyway. So I think I would have liked to have seen him Beacon actually for Lele Mudkip instead of Lele Rolts, because you really just want to set up Swampert so you can set everything else up easier. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Rolts grab here, unless he has a Mudkip in hand, but he doesn't if he opened the Lele, right? Yeah. Unless he top decked it. Yeah. Oh, but he just used Beacon, so he would have already benched it. That's right. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen Jimmy get a Mudkip there. I think Mudkip's more important, because there is a chance that Tran replaces the Stadium. A pretty decent chance, too, so... so Ultra Ball top deck here from Tran. I just want to see a Naganadel here, knock out this Ninetales. There's really... You don't need anything else here besides that. There's a Naganadel in hand. Alright, so here it is, a Naganadel. Never mind, you don't have to Ultra Ball for it. So Blacephalon here works for me. I actually probably would like to prefer to see another Naganadel on the bench, but he has the Ultra Space as well, so we should be seeing that as well. Get the Naganadels out there, get them rolling. Take this knockout on the Vulpix with the Naganadel. Save your Burst GX for later in the game to maybe close it out. And there's the Cynthia. So he actually goes to not Ultra Space. He wants to increase the chance of drawing an Ultra Beast and then Ultra Ball, using Ultra Space to get another Ultra Beast that he wants. I actually don't know if I'm a big fan of this. But it's the same thing. No, because now he can draw into Naganadel, which he did. He drew into 2. So he could have drawn into a different card. And when Jimmy's setting up this slow, you just don't... I would rather have seen him use the Ultra Space first and try and draw into other cards that can allow him to be more aggressive. So I actually don't like this play from Tran, because he knows he's knocking out the Vulpix and there's no way for him to get knocked out next turn. So I would like to have seen him pull a Naganadel with the Ultra Space. Just be more aggressive about looking for cards that allow you to be aggressive. Instead of potentially drawing into the Naganadel. Oh, and he has a Let Loose, so he's completely shutting down Jimmy's hand here, most likely. Yeah, I definitely see this one going in the way of Tran with this setup versus Jimmy's very unimpressive turn 1. Yeah, so not a big fan of not just going Ultra Space and getting the Naganadel immediately, because you just want to see cards that allow you to be aggressive when you have your opponent. You want to minimize the amount of time they have to try and come out of the dead draw. There we go. Turning Point knockout over to Jimmy. There's a Vulpix and Energy, Guzma up, Blacephalon, and then Beacon. So Jimmy can potentially get back into this. Unlikely, but we'll see. At the very least, Tran can just use Burst GX's turn, even up his prize cards, and then look to knock out 2 GXs from there. If he gets an Energy Switch, he can knock out the Vulpix, which is even better. Completely shuts down pretty much any chance of Jimmy coming back into this game. So ideally, I want to see the Burst GX here from Tran. We'll see though. So we can attach active, which I think is definitely the correct play to go with here. I would like to see the Treasure to thin out the deck a bit here. Get a Naganadel. There's a Poipole left in the deck, but you don't really care about that. Yeah, get the Naganadel. You don't want to Ultra Space this turn. You want Ultra... No, you don't want Ultra Space before the Cynthia. You want Ultra Space after because you thin the deck and you can't bench or use the card either way. I mean, even if there's a Poiple left in deck, you'd rather have the bench space open for Lele or another Blacephalon. So yeah, Cynthia first and then Ultra Space after, just to pull a card out of the deck so you're on your next turn. You don't top deck it. Yeah. Cynthia. E-Switch is the ideal draw here from Tran. Just shut down any possibility of the Ninetales coming out next turn on Jimmy's side. But instead, it's actually 5 basic fires and an Ultra Ball. There's the Ultra Space here from Tran. Gonna go with a Blacephalon. Actually, this could get really weird for Tran. Jimmy is going to knock this Blacephalon out most likely next turn. And then if Tran doesn't find a way to knock out the Ninetales, it could give Jimmy enough time to actually come back into the game. So he's got 3 fires. Triple charge up about to happen. There we go. And the Ganondales are ready to go. It's just such a funny hand there. 1 Ultra Ball, 5 fire. Goes with the GX attack. Rips the muck. All right. Let's see if Jimmy can do it now. A Tran's hand is just simply not good. So Jimmy definitely has the potential to make the comeback here. If he can get enough time. He needs to KO this Blacephalon, which he's going to do. And then he probably needs to, like... I mean, if Tran never finds a supporter... I mean, I assume he has a what's it called left in deck here? A Lele. Hoping Lele isn't prize for him here then. And we even see here Jimmy... So on the beacon that I mentioned before, when he beaconed for Lele, Ralts... like I said, you kind of just want Mudkip, and we even see here Jimmy Ultra Balling for Mudkip. If he doesn't want to set up Ralts as aggressively, why'd you take Ralts initially? Just rephrasing on that. Maybe he had Candy Guardy in hand. That's the only reason I can really think of. But even then, I think I'd rather see... Oh, he's got a Ralts in hand on this one. Well, now I look like an idiot. But still, Swampert is key to this deck. If you don't set up Swampert, you're not doing anything. There we go. So we got the second energy to be able to attack with the Ninetales GX, and then we're going to see him go into the Lily for 6. And really just needs to look to be able to set up Swampert on the next turn. He doesn't have to do it this turn. Well, he can't do it this turn. That's what he's looking for. He's looking to set up Swampert on the next turn. Guardy as well would be nice. We'll just have to see. There's the Brooklet Hill to replace the stadium. I wouldn't hate to see Vulpix come out here, especially depending on his hand, if the other Ninetales is in the deck and so on. Make it easier for him to set up the stage 2s. Doesn't get anything here that suggests that the other Mudkip is also maybe prized or in his hand. There's the GX attack for the knockout. He's going to need some very good cards off the prizes here. Tran still with that very awkward hand. Blacephalon top deck. There's Ultra Ball. If Lele's here, I expect the Lele to come out and then go for a Cynthia. There we go, Lele. There we go, Cynthia. Ooh, he doesn't even attach any energy. Does that ever make sense? No, I don't think it ever makes... So I think what Tran's thinking here is he wants the energy back in deck to be able to B-String for it because he's running out of energy. But let's just say he draws no energy. Let's just say he B-Strings for 1 energy. No, let's just say he B-Strings for 2 energy, but doesn't attach for turn. It's the same thing as a B-Stringing for 1 energy and attaching for turn. So you should still attach here because it also increases your chance of finding B-String as Tran. So I don't like the fact that he chose to not attach an energy for turn here. That doesn't make any sense. You should still always attach the energy here as Tran. Alright, he definitely needs to find some B-Strings though. Or E-Switch. There's an E-Switch. But we'll use the B-String definitely here. You definitely want to see him use the B-String here over the E-Switch. Because you need the E-Switch to most likely set up another Blacephalon. And there we go, 2 energy to the Blacephalon. Did I still want to see him attach? I still think he should have attached. Well, maybe he needs the energy to be able to set up another Blacephalon later. I guess that's reasonable to think that you still want to be able to find energy to attach a Blacephalon. You just know you're going to probably hit 1 B-String at least. There's the retreat to the Blacephalon. He has so much energy in play, it's actually insane. Triple charging up, and then we should see the knockout here. I would like to see him only discard 1 off the active here. So I don't like the 2 off the active here. Because I think it's best. He has so much energy in play that he shouldn't ever run out to close out the game. So I don't know why he's worried about just making sure he discards 2 off the active. The only thing that does is it means it's easier for Lele to KO it, I guess. But unless he knows Jimmy's list for sure, if Jimmy judges him or something, you want to make it easier to just make sure this Blacephalon can attack again. So there's the 4 discard, draw 2 prizes. So yeah, I would like to see him leave 1 on the active. He does have the E-Switch in hand. Maybe he knows Jimmy doesn't play anything like Judge or anything, so he knows he can just attack next turn. I guess. There's an Elm from Jimmy. So I think this game is just about over. Yeah, I think this game is just about over as we see the Elm there from Jimmy. So definitely would have liked to have seen Jimmy or Tran just leave an energy out his active Blacephalon. You have so much energy in play, you don't care if you lose that energy to the Blacephalon getting knocked out. I'm not sure what his thought process was there by not leaving energy on the active. Attach active. Brooklet Hill, I believe here. Oh no, he's using the attack of the Mudkip. Search your deck for 3 water energy, I believe. Back over to Tran. He's got a Sophocles in hand. There's a Guzman, a Lele. So this should be just about over. Retreat. Attach E-Switch. There we go. And then attach. And then blows everything up. And we're going to game 3. So still pretty clean overall. I mean, a couple little missteps, I guess, but like nothing huge, nothing major, game-changing in the game. And we're getting into a game 3. Here we see Jimmy opening the Cosmog. Raw Elm for the Vulpix, Ralts, Mudkip. So good start so far. Hopefully going to be hopefully see a good game 3. I think that game 1 and game 2 were kind of just back and forth dead draws at some point in the game. The Let Loose opening here from Tran is actually like super punishing. You definitely want access to that for when Jimmy potentially does his first beacon, or just in general to throw out on the turn 1 is also really good. Just as the Blacephalon deck against pretty much anything, specifically Guardy, because I do play the Vulpix. You can use it as a response to the Guardy player using Beacon. So I would have, I mean, it's definitely, nothing I could see different here, but it would have been very nice for Tran if he hadn't opened the Marshadow. Not that he had a choice, but we see a Sophocles turn 1 with no other Pokemon in play, so that's not a great start from Tran. There's the Heat Factory, so we're hoping to see some Pokemon. 3 fire in the discard early is nice to see, but we really want to see some Pokemon. There's a Poipole, finally. It's getting a little nervous that he might just actually get benched out here. Ultra Ball, oh, Mysterious Treasure. Away to Lily. Should see a Poipole. He's got another Poipole in hand. And then I imagine we'll see an attach to one of the Poipoles and pass. I don't think you'd ever want to retreat to a Poipole or attach active. I can't come up with a reason why. I think he has an Ultra Ball in hand as well, so we might see him get a Blacephalon and attach a Blacephalon. Actually, that's a little bit better. Yeah, there's the Poipole. We'll see what he plans to. So maybe he doesn't have an Ultra Ball. He's shuffling up quite a bit here. I'd imagine that means no Ultra Ball. Oh, no, there's an Ultra Ball. So I would hope we see this Ultra Ball. Oh, that's an Ganondorf, not a thing. So he's not going to Ultra Ball. Alright, so he's just going to hold the hand. I guess that's fine. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to have seen Ultra Ball for Blacephalon, bench Blacephalon, attach to Blacephalon, I feel like. I'm not sure what he's saving the Ultra Ball for. I'm not sure what he's saving the Ultra Ball for at all. Or even just grab another Poipole. We see Ninetales, Timer Ball, Rare Candy. There we go. Most likely going to see a Swampert set up here. Maybe the Solgaleo. If, just start being aggressive to... I mean, being aggressive when, yeah, when Tran's start is this week seems okay to me. Candy Swampert, Candy Guardy. Once again, not getting Swampert... It feels like Guardy can fall apart so easily if you don't have Swampert set up aggressively. He goes with the Candy Guardy, Candy Solgaleo. He probably will find a way to at least attack and knock out this Marshadow. I still think I would have liked to have seen a Candy Swampert over the Candy Solgaleo. Just not a big fan of seeing the the lack of Swampert. It gets scary. You don't play many draw supporters. I guess he does have 2 Lele left in the deck, so he can at least use those and all the Ultra Balls. Use those to find the draw supporters until the Swampert gets set up. There we go. We're going to see the knockout here with Solgaleo onto the Marshadow, and Jimmy draw his first prize. So I guess it's not too ridiculous that Jimmy's not setting up the Swampert here. He has quite a few outs of the draw supporters. He didn't use a Lele, so he's got both Leles. I don't think he's used an Ultra Ball yet. He's got all the Ultra Balls to find the Leles. And then got 3 more draw supporters left. So I assume from Tran we'll try and see him set up the 2-shot here on the Solgaleo and punch it with a Naganadel initially, which is actually pretty reasonable because the Naganadel actually can't be 1-shot by the Solgaleo. So Jimmy would then have to transition into the Guardy, but that's not too bad for Jimmy either. Wiping off an Ganondorf off the board is really good, and one that has 3 energy is even better. But we see the energy commitment from Tran, so it looks like he's probably gonna go with the Burst GX here though, or for the Bursting Burn, or whatever the first attack is called, the Burn and Confuse one. So I expect we'll see one of those from Tran here. I'm curious to see which one. It feels like the Burn attack might be a little bit better in this situation. Nah, maybe Burst GX is still the better attack to go with. I don't know. One of the two. One of the two for sure, I guess. There's the Heat Factory for 3. Another Blacephalon. Probably we'll see that come down, just in case the first one gets knocked out. Retreat. And he's going to go for the Burst GX or the Burn. I'm curious. It's going to be the Burn. Okay. Yeah, I think this is... I think I like this play a little bit more. The Burn and the Confuse. Make it awkward for Jimmy. Give yourself a little bit more time to set up. I definitely think I like this one a little bit more than the GX attack. Oh my gosh. All right. GardySwampert off the top or off the prizes, I'm not sure, but it wasn't in his hand before, so it came off those 2 cards for sure. There's the super boost already from Jimmy. Jeez. Oh man, that's pretty good. And Jimmy still has access to the GX attack from Ninetales. So Jimmy's in a great spot here. Actually, I think I would have liked to have seen Jimmy put that Fairy Energy on the Ninetales. I'm not sure why he put it on the Guardy. Feels like it would just be way better on the Ninetales. So every time I bring up Jimmy potentially getting punished by not being able to set up Swampert, and then he maybe just like starting to dead draw, I feel like he gets GardySwampert almost immediately. So what do I know? Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen the Fairy Energy. Like I was saying, I think I would have liked to have seen the Fairy Energy on the Ninetales instead of the Guardy. Because if Tran ever made a big play, it would be with a Blacephalon, and then you can just respond with Tails and knock it out. So yeah, the Fairy Energy that's on Guardy, I think should have been on the Ninetales for sure. And there's the knockout on the Blacephalon. Setting up next Blacephalon. He's got 2 Beast Ring in hand, so he's gonna have... Oh, is that 3 Beast Ring now? Jeez. That is a whole lot of Beast Ring. Here they come. So definitely still possible from Tran, but he's definitely in a rough spot. The Ninetales was still having access to the GX attack is like the big thing here. Jimmy was able to draw 3 prizes without using the Ninetales GX attack yet, which is huge. Yeah, we're definitely going to see this Swampert go down. He's stacking all 4 on the active. He's got a treasure in hand. I think he... Oh, no, it's another Beast Ring. Okay. Probably going to put 2 on, then a Ganondorf on the bench. Makes sense. You can energy switch him off later. This is fine. So that was a solid follow-up to Jimmy getting the attack off there. He's going to commit the Beast Energy active. I don't like this play from Tran at all. He definitely should have, like... Oh, man, can you even do that? Yeah, I think we should have seen Tran put an extra Beast Ring on his bench, Naganadel, where it's a little bit safer. But committing all this energy to the active, now he's going to discard 3, leave 2 on the active, and then Jimmy's just going to KO your active. And he doesn't need to like dig extra for like a Guzma or anything. You're also KOing his draw support, so you can just hope he doesn't have it. He didn't commit any energy to the Ninetales or the Guardy last turn, so that suggests that he probably actually just doesn't have any energy in hand on the last hand. So I think from Tran, I would have liked to have seen him just Beast Ring 5 to the Naganadel actually, instead of doing all this to the active, because now he's just going to discard 3 off the active because it's most efficient. And then there's still just 2 energies sitting on the Blacephalon. That means Jimmy can just KO those and remove those from play. But I don't like that from Tran here. But his hand is actually really good here. He's got should definitely see him E-switch one of these energies off the active to a bench Blacephalon this turn. There's the Blacephalon. Gonna grab it. I want to see him E-switch an energy from the active Blacephalon to the bench Blacephalon, and then discard 3 energy, leaving the Beast Energy on the active Blacephalon here. Charging up. Yep, there's something in there. Yeah, he hasn't used it yet. Charging up. Yep, E-switch. Alright, so the E-switch saves him a little bit here. But he would have still been able to do that had he put the energy on the bench Naganadel anyways. So once again, I still don't like that play from Tran. Yep, here's the Ninetales from Jimmy. This is why I said like I think the Fairy should have been on the Ninetales to begin with. Kind of makes sense. Another Ninetales from Jimmy. Going for Ultra Ball Choice Band. So I think he's setting up to close out the game here with a GX attack with the Ninetales into a Lele knocking out, or a Guardy knocking out anything to close out the game. But if Tran can actually, well, Tran with a 2 or 3 card hand most likely won't be able to Guzma KO the Guardy, but that's, I think, Jimmy's biggest fear here at this point. Ultra Ball from Jimmy. Lele gonna probably be for a Cynthia. I think he only has 1 energy in hand, so he needs to find 1 more energy to be able to knock out this Blacephalon. But if Tran does have the follow-up of Guzma knockout Guardy, it could definitely put Jimmy in a pretty tight spot for a couple turns, and make it hard for him to close out the game. Alright, so he's going with the Guzma. He actually might KO the Naganadel. Which if he can do that, well, all he needs is an energy on the Guardy. It'll even him up on prizes, leave the Ninetales and still in play with the GX attack. Yeah, so I actually really like this play from Jimmy here. Yeah, just take out the Naganadel. It evens him back up on prizes. Oh, and he only needs 1 energy on the Guardy to do this. Yeah. Even gonna come with the Choice Band to the active. Choice Band to the Gallery. Just thinning out his hand. Just in case of being judged or Marshadowed at this point. And there's the KO on the Naganadel. Alright, yeah. I like that play from Jimmy. We see Treasure, Lily, Cynthia from Tran. Treasure gonna get a Naganadel. Unfortunately, it doesn't remove the Beast Energy from play, which means Tran actually can still knock out this Guardy this turn. But then he has no energy in play, and definitely gonna struggle to KO anything. He's definitely gonna struggle to take his last 3 prizes. And at this point, I think if we just see an energy card from Jimmy, Jimmy's gonna win. As the Ninetales will just GX away a Blacephalon to close out the game. We got Ultra Ball, gonna get rid of Beast Ring and Naganadel. Not much left here. There is a Ditto left, so he could have actually set up another Naganadel. I don't know why he didn't. I don't actually like that Ultra Ball. He could have Ultra Balled away Beast Ring and Ultra Ball, got Ditto, benched Ditto, got another Naganadel into play. I think that was definitely a better play than what he just did. I don't really understand this play compared to that play at all. I think he maybe whiffed energy though. No, he got it. Okay. So yeah, we will see a knockout here from Tran onto Jimmy's Guardy. Going down to 2 prizes. Jimmy also has 2 prizes and needs an energy. There's the top deck energy and the GX attack to KO the Blacephalon and give Jimmy the win, making Jimmy champion of Roanoke Regionals. So yeah, the games are overall pretty clean. Yeah, wasn't much. It was just like, I mean, even though Jimmy did have the Guzma KO, the Naganadel, I still would have liked to have seen the Beast Ring go there, because if Jimmy just gets the KO on the active Blacephalon, which he's almost 100% gonna get, it puts Tran in a position where after his he'll lose 2 energy there, and then after his next attack he'll just be out of energy and play pretty much completely. So yeah, I think I would have still liked to have seen the Beast Ring there from Tran. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, clean on Jimmy's side. I would have liked to have seen him maybe go, like I keep bringing up, I would have liked to have seen him try and set up Swampert more aggressively over the Guardies. And I still think I would have, but every time I said it, he just drew Candy Swampert. So it worked out for Jimmy in the end, I guess. Still would have liked to have seen Swampert set up a little bit more aggressively. I feel like this deck kind of falls apart a little bit if you don't get out Guardy early, or if your opponent can KO it really early. I feel like the same thing happens. But yeah, we have Jimmy end up taking the finals in the end. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. That's it. Fortunately, wasn't able to get a ton of rounds in day 2 as they just simply weren't streamed. But got what I could. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. If you enjoy the content, subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my live stream. Links for those in the description below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.